Hey guys, so I recently took a session where I was talking about how to run profitable online ads for your business, and it was a practical session. I showed my ads manager account, I showed how I would typically set it up as a beginner, and some people asked questions as to how they could also leverage the ads manager for their own type of businesses. There were some interesting questions where people spoke about, I'm not even going to talk about it. Just enjoy the video. Ask your questions in the comments. Guys, I'm always there responding to you. If there's anything that maybe I did not explain properly or is too advanced, just let me know in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I can. So enjoy. Now, before I dropped off, I was talking about USPs. Now, a USP can be a great offer, but at the same time, a USP can be different from a great offer. All right. Now, True Classic, their unique selling point is that the type of shirts they make, no matter how big somebody is, it comes as a fitted fit. All right. So somebody that is 3XL, somebody that is 4XL, somebody that is even 5XL, guys. When you wear a True Classic t-shirt, you still look athletic. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what sort of chemical composition or magic or juju they did, but that's how good their shirts are. And they last long. I think they have a guarantee of like maybe 2 or 3 years or something ridiculous like that, and multiple washes. Okay? That's their unique selling point. Good. Now, they also have a great offer. If you're on your mobile phone, you would see those 3 lines on the left, like a navigation bar. If you're on your laptop, you would see a part where they say bundle builder. Okay? So you see where they say bundle builder. Now, that bundle builder that's a great offer. It's not a unique selling point. They can put it also as a unique selling point, but it will be a secondary unique selling point. Their primary unique selling point is the quality of their t-shirts. They now have on top of that a great offer. And if you notice relevance, they are not showing you in the video you are seeing, and maybe all the pictures you are seeing, they're not showing you somebody that wears a medium or a small. They are showing you people that start from a large, extra large, 2XL. Because those are the target audience. That's their primary audience that they're talking to. So they're also showing you things that are relevant. Are we tracking, please?
Yes.
Just let me know in the comments if you are following me, please. Just say yes, we're with you. So that I'll not be talking to myself, please. Okay, great. All right. So that is it's like, man, I might set myself up here, but when you look at Fenty Beauty, the unique selling point of Fenty Beauty is it kind of markets to every type of shade, but at the same time, majority of the marketing materials focus on exclusive African, Latina, mixed race types of shade. All right. That's what they use to sell because those are the people that were underserved. Okay. So that's your primary audience. That's your relevance in your creatives. That's your USP. And when it comes to a great offer, ladies, this is where I need your help. Personally, I think there are a lot of other brands that are more expensive than Fenty Beauty. So Fenty Beauty, for the type of prestige and brand it has, it's also affordable. Ladies, would you agree that it's affordable? Mr. Onwosu, you said yes, so you use Fenty Beauty.
Affordability is relative, but when
it's
you want
relative.
yes, but you want to compare it to like other mid-end brands like maybe NARS and NYX. Yeah, you would say that Fenty Beauty is affordable.
Right?
Yeah, it's affordable.
Good. Now let's look at cars. Let's look at cars. Let's look at Toyota. Let's look at Honda. There's a specific way where they speak to a particular group of people from different walks of life. But if you notice, they don't focus heavily on what's it called now? They don't focus heavily on luxury. That's not their main focus. They have relevance, all right? Their USP, especially in the Nigerian market, unconsciously, well, maybe they consciously did it, but I don't think they did. But unconsciously, Toyota is known to be more reliable and easier to fix, right? These are things where you can have a USP and a great offer, all right? And then the last one is second to the last one is the unique experience. So I've shown you guys some very interesting sites here. And you can see where from like the first 3 seconds, you immediately know what you're getting. And guys, this is just the home page. I've not even gotten into the nitty-gritty of taking you through a product page, which is now like, if you think this is optimized, their product pages are now like times 100x, right? So that unique experience where every question that a customer will ask, knowingly or unknowingly, you make sure you answer it. A lot of people think that these things are FAQs, right? Frequently asked questions. But no, the sizing, the color, what do they look like on a big person? What do they look like on somebody that is white? What do they look like on somebody that is black? Things like that. There's that unique experience. Then, last but not least, there's the call to action. So the call to action is, where do they click to purchase? That place they are clicking, what's the next step? After they click to purchase, are they giving you 50 million questions to answer? Your name, your mother's maiden name, your surname, your address, your phone number, your house details, nearest roadmap, or what milestone or be landmark. What are they doing? What's that experience like? That's under your CTA. Your payment plans. How do you factor in payment? Is it a one-off payment depending on the price of the product? Things like that. Okay? When you have all this, that's when you now create your ads. Like I said, a lot of people do it the other way. They go and create the ad first because again, it's interesting to do. It's fun, right? But we're not here for fun. We're here to make money. We're here to build things that last. So when you have all these things, you have your unique experience. You have your speak. You know who is relevant, who your product is relevant. Craft your USP in 3 simple words. That is very hard though. This I just said. Crafting a USP in 3 simple words. Again, let me say 5. Five simple words. Your great offer. Your great offer could be pricing. It could be add-ons. It could be guarantees. It could be anything. These are all the things that you would add in your ad. Add in your ad. These are the things that you will put in your ad when you now run it. So your video or your carousel or even your static image, whichever medium you decide to put your content or your creative rather, your caption, what are the things that are going to go in there? I see a lot of people just put on their caption, they just put smiley. You just put like a one word and a smiley and some hashtags and they keep it moving. Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but if you're running an ad, hashtags are very relevant. You're already paying money to boost it.
Okay.
Why are you now? Imagine you're paying money to boost something, but then you are now also banking on the fact that, organic will push it for me as well. It makes no sense. So that hashtag, sorry, you want to say something?
No. I don't think she was trying to say something. Let's go ahead.
All right then. So there's that. A lot of I've seen it so many times. Add hashtags. Hashtags is this. Hashtags is that. We are in we're moving to that. We're moving to an economy where everybody now can easily buy awareness, can easily buy advertising, and because of that, everybody's buying it. So, I say this a lot to a lot of people that I speak to. When it comes to organic, it's good though, but might as well just invest that organic in proper SEO. Spend your time. But every other channel, just pay so you can move quickly. You can learn fast, things like that. All right? So now, when you look at, let me send you guys another link in the chat since I can't share my screen.
Damini, I was going to chip in something. This is not me asking you a question, though. So,
no, ask away. It's fine.
Okay.
Ask away.
You mentioned SEO organic and all of that. It's just to make it note, you guys, whenever when you join a new company and they're asking you, I want to see results on your SEO blog, everything, this, that you're working on. Please, it takes 3 to 6 months to start seeing a well optimized what you've been doing so far, because it's like overhauling everything they've done and trying to rank, because SEO marketing or SEO doing SEO basically it's like running a race competition with different people. So now person way forward and man you go pick in space. So the person that that leaves the race that didn't plan properly, that's the person you overtake. So and everybody is spying on each other. I'm spying on you, you're spying on me. So it's a spying killing. So don't make your company hurry you that we want to see results immediately. Once they start giving you that kind of vibe, I mean, there's still other methods for you to go around it, But when they start giving that kind of vibe, please make it clear to them. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, just to add, Chris, one of the things for those of us that want to go the employment route, you need to understand that majority of these things that we're talking about here, sadly, a lot of people don't know it. So you are going to be an evangelist for digital marketing when you join your company. Depending on what kind of digital marketing you want to be, you need to make sure you take your time and explain these things to your managers, your bosses, things like that, because they wouldn't know it. They wouldn't know it. Has everyone seen the link in the chat, the Facebook ads library link? Please just type yes in the chat if you've seen it. Has everybody seen it? We're gonna do some practical stuff today. We're already doing practical stuff, to be fair. Have we seen this in the chat, please? Type yes if you've seen it in the chat, guys. Okay, yes. But ask Chris. I need someone else, please. I need someone else to tell me they've seen it. Sweet. All right, guys. The yeses are coming in. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor, right? Where you see, well, it depends. You probably see United Kingdom. Change that to all. So it will be all, let's be all countries. Change that to all countries. And then for the other bits, you change that to all ads. All right. So you change that to all countries, change it to all ads, and then on the search bar, I want you guys to write Crafted London, CRAFTD, then London, no space. Don't put any space, guys. Let me type it in the chat. People said we have made favor and we are here. She says those. Shay, on mute, let's talk.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
So that I know where I've lost you.
Master, you do not understand.
What was the last thing we spoke? You heard me talk about?
Honey, help me.
When we get to a job and we are asked to use SEOs, right. Yeah, and next I just add
Mhm.
like type something on the search box, use UK, whatever. I don't know where I'm typing that on.
No worries, no worries. So there's a link that is in the chat that Chris has helped us, that he has responded with. Thank you so much, Chris. So just click on that link. So yeah, in terms of SEO, when you land a job, what Chris and I were saying is you're going to spend a lot of time being the evangelist in your company. You're going to tell them, especially with SEO, you don't see the results immediately, right? That's the main difference between SEO and paid advertising or paid media. With SEO, you typically see your results 6 to 3 months, and it's always constantly changing, depending on your industry. With paid media or paid advertising, once you set up your ads, you can then begin to see what's it called, your return on ad spend in the next 3 to 5 days. Is it making sense? Is it not making sense? Things like that. We'll still go through all of that. I'll still go through my ads manager dashboard for you guys. But right now we're looking at the ads library. And I want you to type crafted London in the search bar when you click that link. Let me type it in the chat so that it wouldn't have any space. It's crafted London. You should see some ads that says launched in November 2024. Depending on what you're looking at, 260 results. Anybody else seeing that?
We'll still leave it on UK, please. And should we change it to all?
Change it to all. So change it to all countries, and then
Okay.
for the next one that has it should have like ad category. Change it to all ads.
Okay.
Then crafted London. What I've put in the chat, just put that in there. Don't click on any social media page or anything like that. Just type that in the chat and in the search bar and click enter. You should see launched in November 2024. Then you see some videos and examples. Let me know in the chat if you are seeing that, guys. Okay. Anyone else? Itora says she can see it. Anyone else? Favor, are you with us now? Okay. She said yes. Good. Favor is back. I was a bit worried there. Michelle, can you see it? Mr. Onwusu said yes. Great. I just need to ignore the gene. Ignore the gene. The people that are selling the gene are probably they probably have craft in their name. So Meta is showing their ads as well. I can't even see a gene, to be fair. But anyways. Okay, Michelle says she can say good. I'll continue then. Now, if you look at all these ads, right? These are okay, good. Suzanne is following along. So these are you can see 3 ads in a foreign language. No, now. Don't scare me. So I'm looking at 260 results. Hold on. Let me see if I can take a screenshot and share. Deborah, are you also seeing 260? Okay, for me, you can see 190. That's fine. Just so that. Chris, what are you seeing?
For the total result, right? So what I did was I clicked on what's it called? All and the category all, right? Is that what you asked me to do?
Okay, now I'm safe to.
Because if I did that, what I'm saying is I think 1,600 there, about.
You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can copy this link.
So this is what I was saying.
So guys, I've dropped a link in the chat directly to what you should be seeing. Click that link instead. I think that's what I'm just going to do. I'm just gonna send the links in the chat. I think this would be better. So if you see this, you should see the 250 results that Susan is also seeing. Yes, no. Okay, good. We're all aligned. I'm going to drop another one in the chat now for True Classic. So I'm dropping another one in the chat for True Classic. Also want to let you guys know that you can see one company, they have 260 results. True Classic, the one I just dropped in the chat now, is 620 results. That's right, bro. So we saw the True Classic example, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, if you look at those examples, if you go through the examples, you would see one thing I want you to look out for, just for True Classic, because Crafted, they didn't do it properly. Look at their, what's it called now? Look at their caption and look at the video. Or well, don't look at the video because it takes time to load. But look at their captions and look at the content that they're using. You will see every single thing I spoke about: relevance, USP, great offer, the unique experience, which is getting people to the landing page on their website, and the call to action. It's all there. All right. True Classic is your best example. I think before I cut off, I was talking about Temu and the recent conversations that people are having online of how Temu spends almost $2 billion last year on just meta ads. These are examples of it, guys. This is something that was launched, was in November? True Classics was in, I think, was November also. Things like that. That's for True Classic. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, let me see.
I was going to ask a question, Damini.
Okay.
Yeah. This is me just asking for general sake.
Sure.
When running an ad, which is better to do to get that quick engagement? Is it graphics, maybe like image, like still designs, or videos?
All right, good. Thank you for asking that question, Chris. So, if you recall, the first thing I mentioned here, guys, when it comes to paid advertising, is how it's different from Google, PPC, and things like that, where it is interest driven. So, if somebody is seeing you for the first time, the best approach is for you to show up to them in a similar format they are used to seeing on social media. And what I mean is, if someone is using Instagram, for example, and they are used to watching a lot of reels, when you do an ad, you need to make sure if somebody you are targeting for the first time, like a cold audience, you need to make sure that ad is very, very similar to what they will see regularly on their social media feed. The greatest type of ad you can create is the one where the person you're trying to talk to doesn't even know it's an ad until it's like 5-10 seconds in. That's how you measure like ad genius. You know how sometimes you watch, again, I'm biased here, so I might talk a bit about things that are more personal or, relatable to me, but there's this content creator called Damini, and a lot of Disney's content, I've already watched like maybe the first 30 seconds. I'm already laughing. And then all of a sudden, I'll just see a brand just appear that, oh, now these people run out or something. So I don't even know it's an ad that is coming up, or is a brand call or a brand shout out or something like that. I don't even know these things. And then, I watch it, and by the end, I'm now positively thinking about that particular brand. So that's the best way to do it. If it's the first time you're targeting somebody, let it be very relevant to how they consume content on that platform, whatever content it might be. That's number one. If it's an audience that is then a warm audience, or an audience that, you have them on your email list already or things like that, you can go that true classic route where some of those ads are just static images showing you the amount of money you can save when you buy multiple shirts. I like using True Classic as a very good example because they have the ad that is very similar to how you are scrolling on social media, that sort of like video reel type ad. And then they have the static image. And I think they also have some, what's it called now? They have some carousels. Hope that answers your question, Chris.
Yes, that does. I was going to also say that if you're running an ad, before you start running an ad, please always do your research clearly. Like, know what your competitors are doing. First off, identify who your competitors are and see the kind of ads they are running and how much they are generating. I think there's a site that you can see, how to see how many people or persons are, viewing your competitors' ad. I think just away from Facebook ads library, I know there's a site called SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb does that. You can see what how many persons are coming into your competitors, clicking through their ads and all of that. So that will help you, arrange your kind of ads, what you should focus on and what you should not focus on. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna add this to the chat now. So, I just put in the chat another link. So here we're going to look at the Google ads that's similar. This boy has mentioned SimilarWeb. The Google ads that True Classic Tees rather are running. All right. Now I want you to focus on the videos. So where you see formats, click on that and change it to video. Let me know if you guys can see it, guys. Okay.
Okay, you mean where they wrote all formats, we'll click it and change it to video, right?
Yeah, so change it to videos. Now, majority of those videos are run on YouTube. So YouTube, even though it's the second largest search engine in the world, is also a social media platform. All right. So, they also have their YouTube shorts that is very similar to TikTok. So a lot of these ads are also shown on YouTube, and you might notice a very, very slight difference in the way these ads look. And that's because on every platform, you might have to make some tweaks, right? But if you remember when I started this conversation, I spoke about the difference between multi-channel and omni-channel. Now, those tweaks that they've made, they are very small tweaks. The content is still the same in terms of the words that are being used. The storyline of what they're trying to promote in terms of their USP and their great offer is also the same thing. They've just made a few changes specific to that particular platform. YouTube, your first 3 seconds are way more important than Instagram. With YouTube, your first 3 seconds, you have to kind of jazz it up a lot. There's that whole concept of how do you fill those first 3 seconds with so much dopamine where the person is like, oh, I need to watch the remaining video, right? Instagram is not as crazy, but YouTube and TikTok, it's almost unhealthy, in my own opinion. But yeah, so you notice that these things are consistent. Relevance, unique offering, great offering, unique experience, and a USP and CTA. All right. And what I've shown you here is some ad library resources. Now, Chris mentioned that you should look at what your competitors are doing. This is one of the resources I use to look for competitors. SimilarWeb is not everybody's company that can afford SimilarWeb. It's not. I think you get a 7-day free trial, which is unfair. There was a time I think when I was doing my masters, you could get well, to be fair, the school probably paid for that, but we could get a 30-day trial, and it's a very, very, very good tool. It will show you how they are splitting their costs in terms of social, what channel is their focus, things like that. How many monthly visitors they get are organic versus how many monthly visitors are paid. The only challenge with SimilarWeb is it doesn't work well for smaller businesses, right? So I showed you guys Rendell. I don't know if you guys can remember Rendell Lego. I hope they'll be running ads. So there's also Rendell Lagos as well. Yeah, they won't be running ads. Ads is expensive because it spend dollar. Yeah, they're probably not running ads. So if you want to check whether a business is running ads, this is something you can use as well. If you want to check what your competitors are running, like Chris mentioned, this is something like that. If you're looking for inspiration, you want to create your own content and use it to run ads, this is something you can look at as well. The one key thing I want you to remember is you have to do this the other way, where you focus on your landing page, as in Chris mentioned, Shopify. So if you are driving traffic to Shopify, driving traffic to your website, things like that, it needs to be relatable. The ad you are running, the social content you are running, it needs to be relatable. I think I've said this before. If you are using a model on your social media pages and on your landing page, all of a sudden it's a different model, guys, people will think you're a scam. It's just how the human mind works. The way we work with psychology, naturally we look for things that tell us danger, danger, danger. And it's all those small things that just say danger, danger, danger in our head. If you sell groceries, let me try and use Mr. Onwusu's example. If you sell groceries, right? You sell groceries, you are talking about vegetables, and the landing page you send people to is talking about chicken or broilers or farming. It's a bad user experience. So you have to, alongside running your ads, there's that middle ground where you need to be related. It needs to be relatable to what they are seeing in that landing page you are sending them. All right. I wanted to walk us through an actual example here of the ads manager. So let me see when I can share my screen again. I'll just stop my video. In the past, it used to be called Facebook Ads Manager, but then Mark and his boys decided to change the name change it to Meta. That way, Facebook and Instagram, Threads, WhatsApp, Oculus. What else again does that guy own? Not that guy get bar. But anyways, all of them are now under the Meta business. Okay? So if you're running ads to any of these platforms, so if you go back to the ads library I showed you, you will notice that with platforms, you see different icons. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see those icons. When you go back to the Meta Ads library, either use the Crafted London link or the True Classic link. When you see platforms, you see the Facebook logo, Instagram logo, that other, it'd be like Q. That one that looks like Q, I think that's the Oculus logo. And then the last one is the Messenger. Please, who else can see this? Let me know in the chat once you're able to see it. Okay, great. Deborah says she can see it. Great. All right, then. So that's pretty much it. If you want to run ads to any of these platforms, you need to use the Meta Ads Manager. A lot of us, well, hopefully not, but people, let me not say a lot of us, I know people don't do it. But people, when you're on social media, there's this boost post for some people might not have it, but you can see a boost post button just when you post a picture or a reel or something like that. That is a very quick hack to wasting your money. Actually, wasting your money is even good. That's a very quick hack to burning your money. And I say this because you would see vanity metrics, you will get a lot of engagement, things like that. But the data that is important to you and relevant to you, you would not see that data because it will not appear here. It will just appear as a summary on your social media page, things like that. All right. So when you look at the Meta Ads Manager, let's try and create a dummy ad here. Let's typically a create button. And now there are two types. There's auction and there's reservation. All right. And when they say auction, what they are simply saying is you and I want to show a red dress, right? We want to show a red dress to a lady. I paid Meta one naira. You paid Meta 1.2 naira. Okay? Meta now says, let me take 1.01 from you that paid 1.2. And I paid 1 naira. So Meta will not show my ad. That sounded a bit complicated. Let me try and explain myself again, guys. So there are two people, Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A is selling dresses. Mr. B is also selling dresses. All right? They are both in the business of selling dresses. They've come to Meta Ads Manager and they said that, okay, you know what? We want to promote our business on social media. We want to promote our business on Facebook. We want to promote our business on Instagram. Okay? Mr. A's budget is 1 naira. Mr. B's budget is 1.2 naira. They go and meet Meta or Mark in this instance, and they say, show our ads to Itoro, Favor, Susan, Michelle, things like that. Okay, great. You that are giving me 1 naira, you are lower than Mr. B that is giving me 1.2. Now, Meta is not going to take 1.2. They're going to take 1 naira 0.1 kobo. They're not going to take the whole 1.2 because it's an auction system. In a reservation system, Meta will take the whole 1.2 because that's what you give them. That's the major difference between an auction and a reservation. Does that example help? Am I tracking? Yes, Itoro.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So in the auction system, when using this your example, one person brought 1.2 naira and the other one brought 1 naira, it's the reason why they took 1.01 naira or whatever. Was it because one person gave a
A higher
or used
budget.
invested a higher amount?
Exactly.
Okay.
But with reservation, Meta will take your 1.2 because that's what you told them you have. All right.
Yes.
Are we
Yes.
tracking? Are we tracking? Susan, Mr. Nwosu, Mr. Shei, are we tracking? Let me know in the chat for tracking.
Yes, we're together.
Sweet. All right then. Now, you see that reservation is for just the big boys. It's not. It's for Temu and the like. It's for those ones. It's not for. Well, I don't know who I'm speaking to. Sha. I could be speaking to the next Amazon president. So let me know in my mouth to say rubbish. Sorry. Okay, it's back. So we're going to focus on auction because majority of what we're going to be doing would always be auction led. Now there are numerous campaign objectives here, and I'm going to run through it. For what business should use it or when is the right time to use it. The first one is awareness. Okay, I think 3 weeks ago we spoke about sales funnels where I mentioned I don't know if it was the AIDA acronym I gave you guys, which is awareness, interest, decision, action, and then return purchase. So I give another acronym. But there's a sales funnel, right? At the top of that sales funnel is awareness. Nobody will ever buy from you if they are not aware of you. Okay? The next one is traffic. Traffic is basically you taking them from Meta, from Instagram, from Facebook. You are taking them to your website. You are taking them to a landing page. You are taking them to Deborah.com. You are taking them to, MrNwosuFarms.com. You are taking them to KairosAcademy.com. That's traffic. All right. Now, within traffic, you can then say, okay, I don't have a website. Let me take them to my WhatsApp. Okay? Let me take them to my WhatsApp. I prefer that. Or let me take them to my Instagram profile. Now, whenever you take people to your Instagram profile, your priority as a business is to grow following. So in that scenario, is a long-term strategy or a long-term play. You grow your following, and then in the next 3 to 6 months, even 1 year, you now monetize that following. You monetize the following, or you sell something to the following, or something like that. All right? So that's your traffic. So traffic, you can send people to your social media channels like WhatsApp, you can send people to your Facebook, you can send people to your Instagram, or you can just send them directly to a landing page. All right? Awareness is just letting them be aware of your product. So awareness is more reach. It's more reach based. If you want 1 million people to know about Shea London Empire, you're going to use awareness. The challenge is when they are aware of you, what's next? So I'm going to talk about everything one by one, and then I'm going to give you suggestions on what or who is best for. The next one is engagement. Like the name implies, they've seen your ad and they will comment. Now, Meta, these social media platforms, they are so data heavy, right? They are so data heavy where they know the person that would click your website and the person that would comment on your posts are actually different people. You see, you are thinking that it's the same person, but because there are over 1 billion users on these platforms, guys. So imagine you have data of over 1 billion people. They know you better than you know yourself. That's why sometimes you say something. Okay, well, that one, there's a comma because you've unconsciously not turned off maybe your Siri or something like that. But even if you say something, they hit you with the direct company that is relevant to what you said, even if you did not mention a company's name, because they have so much data on you. Most of us will be using this platform for years. So unconsciously, we've just been feeding them data. So they even understand us better than, well, hopefully not better than our spouse, but something like that, or our parents, something like that. All right? So that's engagement. Engagement is where those people that you send to your ad, are they commenting? Are they liking? Are they engaging? Are they saving it? Are they sharing it? That's when somebody engages. If somebody watches your ad and scrolls past, that's more of an awareness. Person is aware. But when the person has now liked, commented, shared, saved, even stayed on that ad or watched it multiple times, then that's engagement. And that's what Meta will pursue for you when you click engagement. Leads is very straightforward. You are running a service-based business. You want people to download a lead magnet, or you want people to fill a survey, or you want people to book a call with you. That's your leads. App promotion, again, very straightforward. You want people to download an app. You want people to be aware of an app that you've published on the Play Store or the App Store, something like that. That's your app promotions. Sales is awareness, traffic, and maybe engagement packed in one. Because someone that is aware of your product goes to your page and engages with your content, that person is very likely to purchase. The only reason that person will not purchase is if maybe they're your friend or your family. That's why sometimes I tell people, don't market to your friends and family. They will betray you. But yeah, stay for another day. So there's sales, right? The challenge is, out of all these objectives I've spoken about, the most expensive is sales. Because remember, this is interest based. When I came on social media this morning, I did not think you were going to collect my 30,000 naira. I had no intention of giving you my 5K. So obviously, because it's interest, it's harder to sell. So it's more expensive. If you're running sales campaigns, you spend more money typically. But again, you calculate your ROAS, you make sure you are profitable, you are good to go. All right? So yeah. So when we go into each one of these, when is awareness good for a business? How big is that business? A small business has no business with awareness campaigns. I've seen businesses with 500 followers say, I want to run an awareness campaign. So people will just be aware of my product. Again, just give me this money. I need money. Obviously, you don't. So give it to me. As a small business, your key focus should always be between traffic and sales. Because with traffic, you are sending people to your landing page. So those cold audience, once they land on your landing page, they then become warm. So they enter another bracket. All right? With sales, you are sending them to your landing page or your WhatsApp to purchase from you. It's really just that simple. So as a small business, you focus on traffic and sales. If you are a service-based business, you might then look at leads. If you are a small service-based business, you can look at leads. But as a bigger business, you focus on awareness, your videos, your carousel images, things like that. You want to push it to as many people. Traffic as well. You want to grow your following, because these things, they are measures of success, whether we like it or not. I call them vanity metrics, but they also play a factor, right? Now, one thing I want to mention here, let me write it in the chat so that you guys would know, because I might pronounce it funny. Meta pixels.
So
Now,
I was going to ask a question. Sorry, my hands are up.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I was going to ask. what do you mean by service-based business? So that people can understand, like an example, please.
All right, cool, good. All right. So I'll give you examples and I will explain. So examples will be real estate. Somebody that is doing real estate, somebody that is running a marketing agency, things like that. You don't have a product per se to sell. You don't have a physical product. You don't have a physical product, or even a digital product. If you have an ebook, you are not a service-based business. You still have a product to sell. You provide painting solutions. You provide what's that thing called that they used to cover windows? Blinds. You provide blinds for companies. You are a service-based business. You are a fintech. Fintech will actually be leads and app promotion. Well, depending on their budget. But things like that. Favor, let's go. Okay. Oh wow! Now everybody's not ready for me. Good. I love it.
All right, can you hear me, Damini?
Loud and clear.
So this is actually very good you're doing this right now because I'm actually managing the social media for my youth church. So we're planning on running ads soon, and I've never run any ads. So this and you're saying awareness now should be for big businesses, not small businesses. For like my youth church, we're less than 1,000 followers, and we're trying to get people to, get more followership and get more youth to know about the youth church around the environment where I am. So what kind of ads do you advise that I run currently for the youth church?
Okay. Hold on.
Thank you.
I'm typing what you're saying in the chat. Awareness of the church. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Favor. So let me at least I'm not tackling you. Sorry, this is just how I speak. So I'm not tackling you. But a church is not a business though. Am I wrong, guys? I don't think a church is a business because with churches, yes, now church is a charity organization. How does the government recognize it? Or an NGO or something like that?
I mean, in the UK, it looks like that, like as a charity organization, but bro, it's still a business, man.
No. Let's not go down this road. Stop.
Actually, see, with the way things are going currently, it's like a business. Like let me take CCI. CCI has a lot of churches in the UK, and their ads are crazy. I see their ads everywhere, especially CCI Birmingham. So for me, it's more like a business. They're on your face.
All right. Cool. All right. So just for I love it. Just for safety's sake, right? Let's say churches are not businesses. Okay, at least that's how we were brought up. So let's just continue with it. We all know what we know. Let me put it that way.
Exactly.
And the question you've asked here, and I'm so Favor, thank you so much for asking that question because I don't think I would have mentioned it if you didn't ask this question. So when it comes to running ads, guys, I beg of you, understand that your ad can only achieve one objective. It doesn't perform miracles. All right? Let's not be those people that we want to use one ad to change water to wine. It's impossible. And the reason why I wrote what Favor mentioned in the chat is because she gave me two things: get more followers and awareness of the church. All right? So let's look at, for the context of this call, for the context of this session rather, let's look at the church as a business. If the core focus, right? If the core focus is to get more followers for that church, which objective do you? Okay, no. If I phrase it like this, you guys will know the answer. But okay, no, I won't phrase it like that. If the core focus is to grow followers for the church on social media, which objective would it be? That's the first question. The second question is, if the church now wants to grow awareness for their programs in the church, which objective should they choose? There are two different objectives, guys. They're not the same thing. So please let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments which one do you think the objective should be. Yeah, I think my coffee has finally kicked in.
Okay, let me answer. I guess I think to get more followers, it should be you should go for traffic,
Okay.
right? Since you mentioned traffic for people that do not have websites, the traffic is leading them to their Instagram profile, right? So I guess for more followers, it should be for traffic.
Yeah.
Then for awareness of the program, ongoing program, I think it should be for sales. It should go for sales rather.
Wow.
I
Interesting.
don't know.
I don't know if you're right or wrong. Oh, don't mind me. Who else want to give it? Who else wants to give it a shot?
Favor is Baba.
People that are really Baba.
Misha, you're not saying anything.
Itoro is saying awareness and traffic. See, Itoro, you are doing what I said we should not do. Which one is awareness? Which one is traffic? You are giving me answer. You will not pick.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Awareness is for like the programs. If you're trying to get people to know about their programs and attend, I think awareness is suitable for that. But to grow followership, that would be traffic.
Got it. Thank you so much, Itoro.
I mean, I feel you should call names, please, because Itoro and Favor, and Itoro and Favor.
So to be fair.
Yeah,
but the other people mentioned that they were either. Okay, hold on.
Michelle is there.
If I call your name, I know they fight with you.
Tega, welcome.
I think Tega just came in. Let's not set her up.
Yeah, Deborah is there. Susan is there. Fumi is there.
Okay. Shay, please, just in case. Well, I don't know. This name has changed to Michael James. Just in case, Shay, after we answer this here. Okay, you want to answer the question? Correct. Short guy. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I believe sales, just like what you said. You said small businesses should focus on sales and traffic.
Okay.
So I believe the church should focus their advert on sales, like to show what they are coming into the market for, to let people see what they're trying to portray to the market, so that they can also get their share from the market.
Got it. Also, you mentioned something about logistics business, right? That's what you mentioned, right?
Yeah. When you said businesses that doesn't have physical products.
Thank you.
Sell.
Like service based. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's answer this amazing question. First off, if the church was to be a business, I'm not saying it's a business, but if the church was to be a business, it will not be a small business. Let's just start from there. So when you look at it from that angle, sales is not your go-to. And the reason why I say sales as well is because, God forgive me, but where does the church make money the most? Or ideally, it will be what now?
Tithes and offerings. Tithes and offerings, yeah.
And for you to, make money in the tithe and offering, you need people to come to the church. It requires that physical.
Damini.
What was that?
Someone hands is raised.
Hey, Fumi, sorry. Hey, no, let me believe. I'm looking at my second screen. That's why. Fumi, talk to me.
No, I'll just help you. Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay. So what determines if a business is small or big?
Very good. Thank you. That's the question.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. All right then. So just to wrap this up, the church it wouldn't be a small business. So I would say awareness and traffic. And you want to focus on one first. All right. So which one is more important to you as a church? If, for example, I grew my following, the ripple effect is whenever I post content, more people will be aware of what I'm doing in that church. And if I position my targeting properly, I should be able to get people around that place. So Favor mentioned Egbeda, maybe not just Egbeda, I would make it a bit bigger and then do that. So my advice would be start with traffic. All right. But the challenge with traffic is you are sending people to an Instagram profile. So you need to make sure that that Instagram profile is very engaging. You shouldn't send people to an Instagram profile that only has 3 posts or 5 posts, right? So this is where you have to build that relevance I spoke about. Because if you begin to spend money on ads and you're pushing people to their Instagram profile and they don't see anything engaging, they're not moved by the word of God, they're not moved by the activities of the church. Again, it's a youth church, so it needs to portray. I think one of the things that I was listening to about, maybe this was 2 weeks ago, a church mentioned that they wanted to train people on how to create Tinder profiles. That caught me off guard. I understand the thing is, I understand what they are saying and they're on the right track, but Tinder, you know what? Again, let's not go down that road, guys. Let's not go down that road. But that's exactly how I would approach it, where I'll just focus on traffic. But before I even begin to push that traffic, I will make sure that I spend quality time putting out organic content that is relevant to people that I'm pushing to my Instagram profile. All right. Now, to answer Fumi's question, how do you know a business is small, medium, big? There are many ways to answer this question. So the easiest way to answer this is either you answer it from an employment perspective or you answer it from a revenue perspective. From an employment perspective, once a business is hiring, let's say my sweet number is over 50. Once you are hiring over 50 people, you are definitely a medium scale business. You are not small. You can't hide under the guise of being small. To a certain degree, you can claim to be small because if majority of your revenue is going into, overheads, things like that, and you're not making actual profit, then yes, maybe you're a small business. All right. But once you're above 50, once you sign employee 51, you're a medium scale business. Anything above 100, you're not medium. You're not relatively large, but you're a bigger medium business sort of thing, right?
Damini, someone is asking a question here.
Sorry. Yeah, no, but let me answer Fumi's own. First.
Okay.
Now with revenue, I need to cross-check this. But with revenue, the way Nigeria's revenue system has been set up, once you do 25 million, you are taxed. Once you have revenue of 25 million in a calendar year, you are taxed, I think 20% or 30, I'm not sure. Then when you go to 100 million, you are taxed a bit higher. And I think once you cross 250 million, you are taxed differently. Is it 250 or 500 million? I'm not sure, guys. But those are the kind of things that I will use to then identify a small, medium, or large scale business, right? I'll use those revenues. Then obviously you can just do a quick eye test. Nobody needs to tell you Cadbury is a big business. Nigerian Breeze is a big business. Paystack is a big business. And if you look at it that way, you might then understand why I say churches, if churches were businesses, a lot of the churches that we have today would be at best minimum medium scale businesses, those kind of things. Hope that helps for me. Hope that helps. But yeah, quick test is either by employees, number of employees, or revenue. That's typically the quickest way to do it.
Sorry, can I respond to what you just said, or ask an extended question?
No worries.
You made a reference to a business with 500 followers. So a business that has probably 50 staff or over 50 staff that is just starting their Instagram, right, and has less than 500 followers. Would they be regarded in that regard? Would they be a small business or a big or large business?
That's a good question. What does this business sell? I think I'll go down that route of what does the business sell? Who does it sell it to? Things like that. Because okay, let me there are these guys called what is this company? Is it Vetiva or something like that? Is it it starts with V. Anyways, there are some microfinance banks that you and I have never heard of before, right? There's one in this Lagos Ibadan. No, sorry, Ojota Road. Just before you get to Ojota, I can't remember the name. It's in that Toyota Elizade building. There's a microfinance bank there. Very, very quiet microfinance bank. They do volumes, guys. They do volumes. And I think the entire
Is it ASEAN?
I'm not sure. See, even if you tell me the name, I can't remember the name. All I know is I went to, I think it was the Eliza Day I was going to, and I found myself inside. And I was like, oh, what is this? It says the microfinance bank. And I just saw so many different people. I was like, why is we here? Said they want to collect loan. And so I have this very bad habit where I always do like a very quick math of how much a business is making. I'm like, wow. So there are those kind of businesses. Where, fine, they might have 500 followers, but they are doing volume. I will not call them a small business because they have 500 followers. No. Hope that helps for me. Just let me know in the chat if that helps. Deborah, what's your question?
It's not really a question. It's just about the church page. First of, there's no reason or there's no need to see it as a business. I'm just talking from experience.
Exactly. So,
if you're managing a church page, just focus on giving genuine content. Like people will come. So from my experience, so I was managing a page. So there was one particular post that went viral. The next thing is to boost the post for more engagement. That one post brought some followers and brought awareness to the church. So I don't focus on the business side or the money that you're spending. Just focus on impacting the people. They will come. That's my own.
That's experience. You know what Deborah said is actually very, 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 very true. Like, but you see that approach is something that you give small businesses, right? Where, and again, I'm not saying the church is a business, guys. I've left that topic. That topic is buried. Please, let's stop talking about it. But yeah, if you're a small business, right, and you don't have a lot of, marketing power or budget, you always go that organic route. And then one day, the algorithm will bless you. And when the algorithm blesses you, you make sure you promote the living daylight of that content and you suck it dry. And the good thing is, this is a pro tip. Once you find something that works, right? Once you change 3 to 5% of that same thing, you have an entirely new thing. It's not the same. Because you're the one that is creating it, you would think it's the same thing, but your audience wouldn't see it as the same thing. I'll give an example. If there's this content creator that does, he does Bible stories. So for example, he will do a thing where imagine Joseph and Potiphar's wife as of today or something like that. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's a content guy like that. Once you have one of those posts that do well, if you change the story from, instead of saying when Joseph was meeting Potiphar's wife, you can talk about the person that gave birth to Ishmael. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Person that gave birth to Ishmael. Hey guy. Thank you so much. Person that gave birth to Ishmael. Hey guy. You can have a story that shows her and Sarah. What you've changed is the story, but the concept, the idea behind it is still the same thing. So, as a small business, once you find what's working, don't be that person that, because you always want change. Sometimes we are not causes of our own downfall, but we play a part in it in a way, because you want to always have something new, always something constant, something different. You want to be hip. If something is working, stay there. Change something inside, don't get me wrong, but still stay there, right? Yeah, thank you so much for that input, Deborah. Fumi, that's in the chat. Can we run?
Before Fumi, sorry.
Sorry.
Asked the question.
Hey, sorry. What did you ask?
He said, what if an exponential organization with just 3 staff and they are making millions of dollars? Is that still small?
I'm trying to look for an example for you now, Seth. I think so. There are these guys called Afrikia. So what they do, they're like a marketplace. They're like Jumia, for example, and they take African fashion global. So, for example, somebody that makes clothes in the nook and cranny of Ikorodu can sell to somebody in America, right? And they started with, I think, 5 people or 3 or so. And they were making heavy bar. Africa is definitely not a small business. I'll probably say it's a medium scale business, probably like a startup. But they shouldn't be seen as a small business. And mind you, when you see businesses like that, what they do is they outsource. So, I showed you guys earlier today the Carbon Creative. They outsource to those kind of guys. They outsource to people like, Kairos Academy, for example, right? So, when you look at that, are they then still small? I don't think so. So, yeah. Hope that helps. Oh, see now, this Shay wants that from my perspective, there are other people in the structure. Exactly. So that would be the people that you then outsource to, for example. Yep. I like that. Fumi mentioned, can we run separate ads with different objectives for the same campaign at the same time? Is there any repercussion for this? So you see, this is now where we lovers of analytics come in. So in analysis, there's something called a change effect. So a change effect is what you measure against. If all my parameters are the same, but I change my budget or I change my ad creative, what happened in the next 5 days or 30 days, depending on your window? If you run separate ads with different objectives at the same time for the same business, what will be your change effect? You wouldn't know what your change effect is. You would see things change. You would definitely see things change, but you have nothing to directly hold on to and say, yes, this is a change effect. And I'll give you a very good example. Again, because of GDPR, I can't be saying a lot of things, but I'll give you a very good example here. Last year, there was a very heavy spend that went to a certain part of a business, right? And in terms of return on investment, return on ad spend, all those kind of things, the business did, let's say 10 million. We cannot go talk with you, go put inside trouble. $10 million, right? The business did $10 million. This year, that ad spend was removed because the stakeholders believe that, this particular ad spend did not cost anything. It was irrelevant. And we said, okay, no problem. Everything else is the same except that particular ad spend. And from 10 million, don't get me wrong, there are other external factors. Remember, I spoke about the SWOT analysis, opportunities and threats, things like that. There are external factors that also play their role, right? But from 10 million, you're now doing maybe 7 million or even 8 million, for example. When you review, even though this is across, mind you, the period of this is 1 year. So even if the period is 1 year, your change effect is just that ad spend. Okay, so we have now year 1, year 2 to look at. Year 3, what are we doing? If we put the money back in year 3 and we now do 15, 20 million, things like that, we then look at year 1 and then say, okay, going forward, this is what we need to start doing. Because this happened in year 1, this was removed in year 2, it was put back in year 3, and this is the result. What you're doing is you're testing. If we go the route of doing the same thing or in the same campaign, different campaigns rather in the same time, there are too many different things we'll be looking at, right? There's something called 80-20, where 20% of the activities done in majority of the companies in the world yield 80% of the results. So the idea is for you to find that 20 and go into it, like really, really, really go into it. That's why I said when it comes to these objectives, when it comes to campaigns, it is like the life of an analytical digital marketer or manager is very boring, guys. Let me not sugarcoat it. It's very boring. You can sit on something for 1 year just to prove a point to yourself that, okay, this is what the data said and this is accurate. This is how you need to look at it. Now, as a smaller business, the advantage you have is you can move fast. You can change things and review things fast. Okay? And obviously you have a smaller spend, so it's not a bigger, you're not at a big risk, so to speak. So there's that. But your repercussion is you wouldn't know what to validate. You wouldn't know, you have no change effect. Like I don't know how else to put it. I hope I'm answering this properly, by the way. I'm not just yapping. But yeah.
So, Damini, can you call this A and B testing?
You can call it A and B testing, but A and B testing is done over a short period of time. That's the difference here. A and B testing, typically you would say, 3 days, 14 days, 30 days, things like that. There are certain scenarios where you can do this for, like I'll give you guys an example, 1 year. 1 year, we can go into things like, again, Dangote did tomato paste. Where was it? Where is that tomato paste today? Does it still exist, guys? I don't know, to be honest. Does it still exist? But that in itself was a test. And if you see how they positioned it separately. So it was run on its own. It wasn't run under other activities. Just so that you can measure the results properly or accurately. Things like that. All right? Cool. So yeah, I really want to show us an example, but if I go into these things, it's going to lag because these pages are heavy. But what I'll do is I'm going to try and explain myself through it. It's already lagging. Come on now. Don't do this to me. No. Guys, I want you to do me a favor. Build up. Either Chris, help me Google this and put the link in the chat, or you guys should just Google it. And the first link that comes out, it would have a settings icon. Click on that. Thank you.
Yes, I currently used it. I was in on Friday.
Correct. All right, guys. Now, I was talking about I said I was going to talk about pixels. You people did not remind me. You will be reminding me of this thing, I beg. Where are you? So metapixels. Yes, let's talk about that. Before I go into TikTok and probably show you guys Google. But yeah, metapixels is basically a piece of code that you put at the back end of your website, all right, or CMS, depending on what you are using. The way the metapixels work is everybody that has visited your website through a Meta ad, Meta is going to register those people, right? They're going to register those people and keep those people's data for you. So those people have gone from cold audience to warm audience. And if you're sending people to your website and they are cold audience, what objective do you use, please? Somebody can unmute and just answer the question, please.
Traffic.
Fantastic. So you use traffic, all right? If you are sending warm audience to your website, somebody else should answer here. If you're sending warm audience to your website, what objective do you use? So let me give you expo. I love it. Don't go jump. Let me give you expo. There is two of them, right? There's two objectives that you can use. Okay, let's go. Who was answering?
Engagement and leads.
Okay, who else? There's a Mr. Kennedy that keeps popping up on my screen, but I've not heard his voice. Kennedy, talk to us now.
Even Tega, Susan.
Oh, that's Tega. You've been here for a while now. Hey, Kennedy, talk to me. Yep.
Yeah, today is my first day, so I'm kind of like new to it all. So I'm just observing for today. Maybe next section I'll be able to see properly. Yeah.
Welcome, Kennedy. Please make sure to join the WhatsApp group that
Yeah, I'm in the WhatsApp group. That's right.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So just get all the videos and everything, I beg. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to all of them. Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, Tega, where are you now? It's your turn now.
Same here, actually. I literally joined quite late, and it was my friend who sent me this link. That's why. So I've just been listening in.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a WhatsApp group. But yeah.
Oh, I don't believe you people. Some people are telling tales.
You can check the WhatsApp group. I'm not on there.
Nah, I'm just joking. To be fair, when the WhatsApp group, I know did it. Favor, talk to me. What do you think it is? One audience, two objectives.
All right. Definitely engagement and traffic.
Okay, good. Engagement. I love it. Definitely. Mr. Nwosu, talk to me.
Yeah, I feel for me, I think it's same traffic and engagement.
Okay. Susan, let's go.
Michelle.
I'll go for engagement and sales since they're warm already.
Okay. Michelle, what about you? Michelle is a serial commenter, but she doesn't want to speak. All right, cool. Let's just keep it going. All right then, guys. So the answer is actually traffic and sales. All right, and I'll explain why. So if someone has visited your website before using the traffic objective, it's only right that they use it again, don't you think? Even though they're a cold audience, this time around, you can actually create a separate ad or a second ad and send it to them as a warm audience. Hi, we noticed that you visited our website but you didn't purchase. Hi, this is a special discount. Hi, this is a lead magnet. Hi, would love to talk to you. Book a free call, book a discovery call, whatever it might be, right? So it should be traffic. Second one is sales. And the reason why it's sales is because now it's time to make some money, man. You've been to my site already. You know that I'm legit. You've seen everything you need to see. Oh yeah, give me your money. That's pretty much why it's sales. Engagement, guys, remember, engagement is for people that are serial commenters, serial likers, serial savers, serial sharers. They don't necessarily, convert into money, which is our key focus here. Some people definitely can go from engagement to your link, but you want to focus on traffic and sales, right? Leads as well is very, very possible if you're a service-based business. If you're a service-based business that has a lead magnet, or you have a discovery call, or a free consultation call, or a free audit, a free review, whatever it might be, leads is your go-to for that. All right? Cool. Now, when it comes to Metapixel, how somebody goes from cold to warm is using this Metapixel. All right? There are many ways for you to get the Metapixel. I've always used it from a Shopify standpoint. So for Shopify, you download the Facebook app, it connects direct. You use the app to connect to your Metapixel and you're good to go. Favor, yes, talk to me.
All right. So the reason why I said engagement, so there's something on Instagram I noticed that some of these content creators and people that sell products do now. So they talk about a particular product and they tell you to say comment what and or comment that and I'll send you the link to so. And from that, in a way, sometimes they actually sell their products through that comment.
Yeah, you're right, but it's not direct, though, is it? It's not a direct sending you to the website. You still have to perform that action where you need to comment. And then what they do is they send it to your DM. And then you have to go and click the DM and then click on the page. You see, one of the things that we do is we think going from looking at our ad to going to our landing page is a very straightforward process. Have you ever been in situations where you're looking at something now and somebody knocks on the door? You drop your phone, you go and answer the door. By the time you come back, you close the app and you are doing something entirely different. Or somebody calls you, speaks to you for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 30 minutes. Or you just close the app, you lock your phone and you say, well, let me watch something on YouTube. Let me watch Netflix. So all that has happened and you have forgotten to open the person's DM. Or you have even forgotten to even comment. Person said comment jollof rice. You forgot. Maybe you went to go and comment spaghetti or something. Right? So it's those little things that works with engagement. But when you want to get people directly from the ad to your landing page, it would only be traffic or sales. Okay? So when it comes to the Meta Pixel, for Wix, so each CMS platform, Chris spoke about this last week. I spoke about this 3 weeks ago, content management system. Each CMS platform has their own unique way of adding the Meta Pixel. For me, I've been doing it for so long. So the easiest way to do it is just to get my Shopify. If I'm working on a fresh Shopify page or fresh Shopify platform, I just download the apps I need. So Facebook, Google, TikTok, things like that. And then I just set up my pixel directly from the Shopify app. With WordPress, there are like guides you can use. Hostinger has his guide. Wix definitely has a guide. Things like that. But that pixels is very, very important. If you have a business and you're selling on a website, whether it's a product or a service, set up, and you want to run ads on Facebook, on Instagram, make sure you have your pixels set up, right? Now, going to the campaign URL builder link I've sent you. This is more analytics led, but you want to make sure you're looking at things that make sense. Sadly, your CMS platform will give you data. What's the other one called? Your Facebook or your Meta platform will give you data, right? So, I think I can show you guys on this screen. No, not this one. I'll show you on the screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. So all this data, impressions, scrolling. Let me try and refresh this. Let's see what I get. Wow. I spend so much money on the internet and this is what I get. Just imagine. Okay, so you should scroll now. I don't want to scroll up and down. I want to go sideways. Okay, good. Let me just go quickly through these different data points. Now, the good thing is every ad manager, whether it's Snapchat, TikTok, Meta, they typically show you the same type of data. So if I show you guys how one works, you should still have the understanding of how everything works. That's one thing I tell people. So whenever you go into an interview, and they do this a lot in interviews, by the way, they will say, "Oh, do you know how to use TikTok Ads Manager? Do you know how to use Snapchat Ads Manager? Do you know how to use LinkedIn?" And because you've never used it before, naturally you say no. Once you know how to use one Ads Manager, you know how to use every other Ads Manager. There are very few of them that are extremely different. And if you learn one that almost kind of serves the same experience, you're good to go. And when I say that, what I mean is with Instagram, with Facebook, with TikTok, the consumer experience is very, very similar to each other. You know, you swipe, you watch videos, you look at pictures, things like that. All right? When you look at Twitter and Threads, I don't think Threads, you can run out on Threads yet. I'm not sure. I've not checked, to be fair. When you look at those platforms, these are micro blogging platforms. You know, even LinkedIn as well. The ads manager setup would be similar. Once you learn these things from one platform, you're good to go. So I'm just going to focus on the ones that are important for us as I don't like the word beginner, but if you're seeing this for the first time and somebody says explain yourself, this is what I'll focus on. Now, let's start with reach. So reach is the number of people that have seen your ad. All right? Impressions is the number of people that have seen your ad multiple times. So I reached 62,000 people, but those 62,000 people saw my ads 104,000 times. Okay? My frequency then shows me, okay, on average, everybody that saw my ad 1.6 times. Sadly, you know, Meta will not approximate it for you, but it's impossible for somebody to see your ad 1.6 times. But that's the mass of it. Okay? I'm going a bit technical here, guys. So you people that love creative P, you might not enjoy this part, but please just follow along. The next one you want to look at is your cost per impression. So your cost per impression is what does it cost Meta to show your ad 1,000 times. And you have link clicks. So link clicks, if you see here, so these are the ways that I always kind of structure. These are how I structure my ad titles. A lot of people have their own style, but I always like to mention what the video is, what is the campaign objective. So here you can see here, IG profile visit or visit IG profile campaign. All right. So that's how I put it. Normally, the ones that I do for the office or at work, it has a start and end date. When I run my own personal ads, I don't put an end date. If I'm getting what I want from it, I just fire it. Then when I don't have any money, I stop it because I'm now broke. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, if you're doing it in a professional setting, you then add your start and end date. This particular ad was for profile visits. So this was a traffic campaign objective ad. All right. Out of that, we had 4,000 link clicks. So 4,000 people clicked on the visit IG profile. Out of those 4,000, some people saw me yapping. They said, who is this chap? He yaps too much. They left. Some people saw it, they were like, maybe it's making sense. They followed. Right? So that's pretty much it. Then CPC. CPC is my cost per click. Talk about this a lot. think if you go here. So this is just my results. So I mentioned to you guys, it's a traffic-led ad. So I was just driving people to my Instagram profile. This was the cost per that. And now there's something called attribution setting. Now this is one of the most complicated things to explain. So let me not try and butcher it. Now the way Meta talks about the success of your ad is how many activities are done within a certain period. So within 7 days, how many of the key events, which is my results, happened within those 7 days? So within 7 days, how many people visited my Instagram profile? It wouldn't show me here. I can change my dates and have it show per week if I want to, but I'm not going to do that here. So when it comes to Meta ads, you have a learning phase, and then you have a phase after the learning phase where everything is going smoothly. It's firing all cylinders. Within that learning phase is your 7-day attribution window. So within 7 days, my target was Instagram profile visits. How many people visited my Instagram profile? Did I hit the threshold? Once I hit the threshold, the algorithm now knows that, okay, if you guys knew Little Shooter, you would understand. You would understand. I was going to say something now, but yeah, within the 7 days, the algorithm now says, okay, I understand it now. And now knows who I'm talking to, where they are, how to engage them, and when to engage them. And the algorithm just begins to fire. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. All right. If it doesn't fire, it will then show you a learning phase limited. It will be a yellow icon. Sadly, I can't show you any scenarios where I would have learning phase issues, because I wouldn't be here teaching you if I had learning phase issues now, would I? So those are the kind of things that you will see. I really wanted us to walk through an ad, but I wouldn't be able to do that. Let me see if I can go into the ad set. So with the ad set, you can now do like another nitty-gritty look. So ad set is where you can have multiple ads. So Meta and TikTok especially, they have, the way they structure it is almost like a house. Inside your campaign, you can have multiple ad sets. Inside your ad sets, you can have multiple ads. All right? There are certain ad sets where I have 5 different ads. So, I showed you guys True Classic Teas, and you can see 620 results. All right? What is not showing you is, out of those 620 results, that is not 620 different campaigns. That can be 100 campaigns, 100 ad sets, and then within those ad sets, 620 different ads. Now, I told you guys, with the traffic audience, there is cold audience and warm audience. Within an ad set, I can call it cold audience. Within a ad set, I can then call another one warm audience. The ads in my cold audience bucket will be different from the ads in my warm audience. The people in the cold audience, they've never heard of me before. They've never seen me before. Who is Damini? Who is this chap? The people in my warm audience, okay, I've seen this guy a few times, probably seen him on YouTube. Okay, he's yapping again. What are you on about today? When you start, and this is more for those of us that want to go the analytical route, when you start creating ads, you don't need to start complex. one campaign, one ad set, one ad, and you are fine. Monitor it after 5 days or 2 weeks, and you're good to go. Then you begin to flex your muscles. One campaign, 2 ad sets, 6 ads. So three ads in different ways. Now, the reason why you want to have multiple ads is because you want to have a static image as an ad, a carousel as an ad, and then a video as an ad. Okay? In an ideal world, if you guys remember, I told you that when you are sending traffic for the first time, I think it was Chris that asked me that question. When you are sending traffic to somebody for the first time, right? You want to make sure your ad is relatable to what they're already seeing, which is video. So instead of you having one video, one carousel, one static image, you might just have 3 videos. But when you begin to, and this is where the difference between a small company, a medium company, and a big company comes in. A small company, they have limited budget on content creation. So again, I'm a small company in a way. I can only shoot video. I can only shoot one video. I don't have time. I have so many different things I'm juggling at the moment. But you're selling businesses where one business can have 10 creatives, just videos that they want to fire for ads. All right. So yeah, hope I'm tracking. This radio silence is amazing. Everybody just silent. Guys, unmute and talk to me now.
We are here.
Okay, I don't want to follow myself talk, I beg.
Yeah, we're here, sir.
Oyana, Itoro, Favor, Deborah, Susan.
We're here. We're following.
Yeah, listening, sir.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty much, I think if you look at the ads, you'll be able to see. You should be able to see so you'll be able to see the videos here. All right, things like that. I really wish I could. I wish I could click on this and go through one. Another thing I wanted to mention is when it comes to location, and this is going to, I think, was Favor's question around the church in Egbeda. When it comes to location and targeting, there is, guys, let's risk it. Let's risk it. I think. All right, so go. What's up?
I think I probably missed it, but what is the categorization? Campaigns, ad sets, ads. Is there a motherboard
Difference.
and the other ones are subsets of it?
Hold on, let's see whether we can walk through an example, guys. So for context, let's go traffic. So then Meta would try to sell you on recommended settings, manual traffic, all of that. Now, okay, well, I'm talking, this is a safe space. Whatever Meta tells you is recommended, guys, it's just a way of them making more money from you in the long run. Their approach is right? Their thinking, their plans, their advice is right, but it's always going to be long term. So they want you to spend more money in the long term. And if you are working with a small or medium scale business, there's only so much you can do with the budget you have available to you. So always go manual.
Damini, I was thinking, if everyone can try this, I know they can all try it instead, rather than putting in going live. They won't publish the ad. Does that make sense? So they can see what you're doing, if possible. Is that possible, guys?
Do they have an ads manager account? Or you mean like we should try and walk through it now?
They can basically go on Facebook, as long as they have a Facebook account. They can get an ad. sign up and run an ad with that.
Yeah, but that time frame that I'm going to
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that can be an assignment still.
Yeah. So let's just do this traffic. Let's just do a traffic campaign here. What are we going to call these guys? Let's call it IG. Let's start with that because it's mostly going to send people to IG. Okay. Calculator. Traffic. What's today's date? Today is the 30th. The year has gone, man. Wow. And then campaign at the back. So I'm just going to copy this. All right, let's see. So if I was running what's that thing called now? If I was running a fintech or loan business or doing some form of political campaign, I would have to put my ad under special ads. But I don't think I have any governors here or special aids to the governor. So I'm not going to do that. You can then change your buying type from auction to reservation. You can also still change your campaign objective. Now, Facebook started doing this amazing thing where they've worked on their algorithm and they claim that their algorithm knows who you're talking to better than your own targeting. And it is true. The challenge is, and again, it's not me trying to shade Nigeria, but the challenge is within Nigeria, where is the data point Facebook will use? There's no, our data infrastructure is still so weak. So we need to do a lot of the heavy lifting for Facebook. All right. If you have an email list of 1,000 people, you can then use that to build a custom audience, a lookalike audience, things like that. I'm not going to go into that today. That's another 1 to 2 hours. But you want to just leave this blank. Same thing here. A/B test. You just want to leave this blank. If you are running multiple ads, you can test this out. But from experience, A/B tests always work with medium or large scale businesses. Because to actually do a proper A/B test, you're going to need some good money. Every time I've tried to do it with a smaller budget, it just didn't yield enough difference between the two creatives. So I usually just leave that. So first you have the campaign structure. Everything you do in Meta goes into a campaign. Within the campaign, you now have you can have multiple ad sets. All right. So it's within the ad set. Sorry guys. So a hack I always use, I just copy and paste. And I just rename my ad set. So this ad set now, I can say ad set cold audience. Okay? That's my ad set cold audience. I'll copy it again. Then my conversion will be where? Because it's traffic. Sorry, I think someone is saying something in the chat.
No, it's me. Go ahead,
okay.
Please.
All right. So because it's traffic, I want to send people to my Instagram profile, right? If I was going to send them to my actual EBS calculator, it would then be to my website. Okay? So this is why I told you guys there is websites. And the reason why I'm showing you traffic as an example is because each and every one of you on this call would most likely use traffic campaigns. It's one of the most consistent campaigns across board, traffic or sales. It's always one of those two. So I'm just going to use traffic for an example now. So if I was sending somebody to my website where my ABS calculator actually sits, it would be to my website here. If I'm sending to my Instagram profile, it will be here. If I do not have a website, or maybe my Instagram profile wasn't really optimized, I wasn't very excited.
How about if you have an app?
So there's app promotion separate as an objective, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
So, because again, if you zoom in here, you can't even click it. So there's an app promotions objective that is separate to this. So these are my conversion locations. My performance goal, because I've already chosen to send people to my Instagram profile, there is no performance goal. If I set my website, I can then have a performance goal of different things. So my performance goal would be landing page views. Now, there's a difference between link clicks and landing page views. If somebody clicks on my link, on my Instagram link, right? If I was sending someone to my website, they click on the link on the ad and they visit a landing page. But immediately they visit, they spend maybe like less than 5 seconds and they bounce. That's just a link click. It doesn't even register. Some people, as the page is loading, they've already moved on to something else. And these are things that we all do unconsciously. It's not something that we actively do on purpose, right? So there's number of clicks and then there's landing page. There are other things here, but just focus on one of these two. So let's go with number of clicks. Actually, no. I said Instagram profile, have you?
Yeah. You're doing for Instagram profile.
So let's go there. Then you have your budget. See, this will haven't insulted me. My daily budget looks higher than usual. I don't have money. Kuku said I don't have money. But normally, in Naira, I've noticed that the sweet spot for budgeting when you're starting is 1,500 to 4,500, which is very similar to $1 to $3. And this works in every major country that I've run ads for. I've run ads in the US, the UK, Germany, France, again, obviously Nigeria, Canada, which is weird, Brazil, things like that. And this has always been the sweet spot. You are able to get enough data just spending $1 to $3. How much is £1 now? How much is $1 now? 1.7, Abby, which is 0.8. So let me just say £1. £1. Start date, end date. Now, whenever you're setting this up, because you might get to this, you're going to have to change your timing to, I always suggest you give like 2-3 hours ahead, because most times Meta needs like a 30 to 1 hour, sometimes even 2 hour buffer before they then approve your ad. All right. So you can see your ad, you set it up now, and then you come 30 minutes later and you're like, nothing has changed. That's because Meta hasn't approved it yet. So give Meta that time and say, okay, no, it's actually 14. No, it's 2 now. Okay, good. Now, depending on your budget, you can set an end date, right? What I've learned is, and again, the people that build these ad manager accounts, they don't tell you that, is when you set an end date, and this is one thing I've noticed, this is just personal experience, guys. When I set an end date, the ad always seems to like, it will work. And then towards that end date, it will just begin to tilt. It will not begin to fire the same way. But once I don't put an end date, it just keeps firing. Right? So that's up to you. If you're working in a business, typically always set an end date. If you're working for a company or as a digital marketer or a paid media manager, things like that, always set an end date. Because it's within that end date frame, once your ad has finished running, you will then take your results and go and analyze and let your Oga or madam or manager know this is what happened, this is not what happened, things like that. Do you want to increase your budget during specific days or times? That's up to your business. What I've noticed is when it comes to things like beauty, skincare, fashion, a lot of FMCG type goods, a lot of people do their spending, and I'm not going to ask you, so I won't expose you people's secrets. But a lot of us do our spending later in the evening or even in the night. Sometimes now, some of you are buying things at 1 a.m. at ungodly hours of the day because you know you shouldn't be buying it. So you think if you do it in the night, you will feel better. But I might be wrong. But a lot of people actually buy within those time frame. right? And that's where you then are able to schedule that. Now, if you're not spending a lot of money, right? If you're not spending, I think favor for me will probably ask what's a lot of money. But if you're not spending, let's say, I'll probably let me put a cap to it, at least 10K a day. You should probably just stay away from all these schedule budget increase, all those things. Because depending on the industry you're in, most likely there are bigger fishes that are spending more than you and would always outspend you, no matter what you bid. So there's that. Location, you can change the location if you want to. For the church, do not put Egbeda. The reason I'm saying this is if you put a particular location, it will be too small for your ad to Facebook or Meta would show your ad to a very small group of people, because you might think to you Egbeda is big, but everybody in Egbeda is on their phone right now. So once you push your ads, not everybody is a Christian. That's number one. Not everybody goes to church. Not everybody is even following your, I don't want to call them competitors, but other church platforms. Not everybody is interested in church content. So you've taken something so niche and you've put it in only a very constricted or tight location. So instead of I'll probably say go Lagos. All right. You can go even as far as and wide as Nigeria. So you can go wide and then niche down. It's up to you. Now, this advantage audience, I always advise.
Question, yeah, which I've done before. What if you're running a proximity ad? So, for example, a church concert, maybe they're having that's what she's talking about. Maybe a concert, which some people do it, which I've done it before.
Yeah.
So maybe that day, I'm having a concert, and I want people to come for the concert within that location. I can run a proximity ad, yeah.
So first off, and again, guys, this is how I talk normally. I don't think I'm shading Chris, I beg. But the fact that it's that day you decided to run the ad, I wouldn't pay attention to you. I wouldn't even listen. Because if the concert, let's say you run the ad at 12 a.m., let's say, the concert is for 4 p.m., it will take a while. Remember I told you guys the attribution setting. It takes a 7-day window. So depending on what you've picked as your objective, it needs to hit a certain threshold within that 7-day window before it leaves the learning phase. So your first issue is the window when you're running the ad is just too short. That's your first issue.
Let me put it like this now. For example, you've run an ad before. You already have your lookalike audience. The reason for the attribution, right, is for lookalike audience. For you to
it's not for lookalike audience.
Okay, go ahead. So what I'm trying to say is that if you've gotten to that point where your ads of Meta already understand your audience, for example, and you need to run an ad on that day. Now, the program, like you said, the program is for 4 p.m. And in the morning, you run an ad. Just like a 1-day ad, or at the middle of the night, you run an ad. Now, straight up, you're trying to make people understand that there's a church or there's a program going on. Because this, what I'm saying to you here, I know when I did that, it got people turned up very well. Even currently, there's this church in the UK that does it a lot, CCI. A lot. So they run their ads at night, or maybe Saturday night, or Saturday towards Sunday morning. So just to, especially proximity around that location. People around that location, people just, when you start putting the interest, you start putting people around that location, people just visiting that location. People, do you understand? So I feel that has worked sometimes for me and also for CCI, which I know they do.
So there's this approach that I typically take where, number one, if I'm not looking at your ads manager or I'm not the one that set up your ads manager, whatever you tell me, I take with a grain of salt. All right. And again, it depends on how much they're spending up front. If you front load, let's say your entire budget is what, £1,000, and you front load your ad for 1 day and spend £1,000 just to push traffic to people, and you have your targeting and all those things in space, you have a good custom audience already, it could work. Is it right practice? No. So that's pretty much it. So going to, I just want to use this original audience. There we go. All right, good. Now, so going to the what's it called now? Going to the audiences, you have something called a custom audience, right? So a custom audience is basically those people that have visited your website before. You can get a custom audience. I'm not sure. If you go through, let me see if I can open this. I really don't want this thing to hang, but let me just, because me explaining it, I'm not sure you will not help. Hope you guys can still see my screen. Everyone is silent, oh guys. Okay. I just want this to load. Oh, come on. Maybe this would help. If I close these pages. So yeah, now when it comes to audiences, you have a custom audience and a lookalike audience. For your custom audience, that's basically people that have interacted with your ad, or they've subscribed to an email list, or you got their details even from an event that you've done. So for example, just following up on what Chris mentioned, if a church had an event last month, right? And during that event last month, people had to register for that event. And when I say register, name and email is fine. You don't need their phone number. You don't need their personal details. Well, name, email address, and if you want to get their phone number, that's also good. If you can or if you want to, it's up to you. Once you have that, that's a custom audience, right? So that will be seen as an offline activity, for example, or even a customer list, depending. If you run an e-commerce site or an e-commerce store, people that purchase from you, that's a custom audience. People that subscribe to your email list, that's a custom audience. People that visit your website, that's a custom audience. Now, to record people that visit your website, you're going to need your meta pixel to be set up. Okay? People that visit your Instagram account or your Facebook page, or they filled a lead form or something like that, that in itself is a custom audience, right? When you create that custom audience, hold on, let me see if I can do this. When you create that custom audience, you can then begin to pick certain criteria, right? So here you have everyone that has engaged with this professional account within how many days? Within 365 days. What's the name of the audience? This is up to you. You give them a name, description. If it was a church program, you will mention the name of the church, probably put the date of the event, and then the description, Was there a special guest? Was there a special activity? Whatever it might be, you put that there, right? Now, when you're picking custom audience, it will automatically show here. So if you look at my custom audience, you will see the audience you've created. I don't have a custom audience for this particular ads manager account. I don't have a custom audience. Now for lookalike, let me go back here. Now for lookalike, you're going to pick your custom audience. So if I have a custom audience from a church list or an email list or my website, it would appear here. All right. And then I'll now pick, okay, I have my source for custom audience. Which regions do I want to look for people that are like that? So for example, you are focusing on a Nigerian audience. You have details of people that have patronized your business in Nigeria, but you want to look for those same people in the diaspora. You will then put, once you put your location here, oops, sorry guys. Once you put your location here, your data source here rather, you will then put those countries. So Nigerians living in the UK, Nigerians living in Canada, Nigerians living in Brazil. This is where you will pick it. Now, when you don't have like a, how do I explain this now? You don't have like a 10% parameter of how they look like that custom audience. So a 1% is basically everybody in your custom audience are exactly alike. Maybe the only difference is one person's name is Tai and the other person's name is Choma. One person is from Lagos, the other person is from Cross River. Something like that. But that's very, very unlikely. And that's a very, very tight lookalike audience list. So normally I just advise people to go either 5 or 10. So you go 10, and when you do this 10, you're like, okay, fine. People that look like Tai, but maybe they don't have kids, or maybe they don't have a car, or maybe instead of watching football, they prefer watching tennis. That's where your lookalike audience comes in. Am I tracking with this lookalike audience, guys? Are you guys following? Please, guys, unmute. Let me know if you guys are following. Or I need to explain this a bit better.
Yes, sir.
All right. Favor said yes. Anybody else? Are we tracking?
Michael, are you tracking? Kennedy, Benga, are you guys on? Susan, Misha.
Okay, everybody's saying yes in the comments. Okay, cool. All right then. So let's come back here. So I don't have any lookalike or custom audience. I'm just going to leave this blank. Okay, God. So I've picked location. Again, you can pick multiple locations. It's up to you. But just know that the more locations you pick, the less effective your ads would be, because it's not concise. It's not focusing on a direct market. All right. So just bear that in mind. And then age, depending. So I'm talking about, majority of the things I talk about is more e-commerce led, how to improve your e-commerce business, things like that. Chances are people that are 18, they're in school. So even if they're starting an e-commerce business, they will want to start it as cheaply as possible because they don't have money. So going back to what I said earlier with relevance, knowing what or who you're not targeting, you also then begin to factor it here when you're picking age. So majority of the people that I speak to are from maybe 25 to 44. Anybody above that, they typically don't understand my English. They are more, those people are on Facebook. So I'm talking on Facebook, there's a different approach, different way I'll communicate to those people, things like that. So let's just say 25 to 45. Now, I know this. The reason why I can tell you this is because I have taken data from my Instagram profile I know the people that are following me, right? I've taken data from maybe YouTube. I know the age of people that are following me. I know people that engage my content the most. Things like that. All right. These are the different places where I've seen my content. I've seen my data rather. So when you're also building your audiences, when you're building your targeting, these are the things that you look at. And that's why I say at the beginning, do not work in isolation. You can't work on your own. All right? You can't work on your own because you're the one running paid ads. You're like, oh, paid ads is my own thing. But you don't even know how to target. That person that knows how to target is your social media manager. Okay, what keywords are people engaging with the most right now? That person is with your SEO manager. These are things that everybody comes together, you need to share, and then you feed these things. If you're a smaller business, you might not have all these resources, which is fine. But if these resources are available to you, you need to be consistent. If you're working in the bigger business and it seems like everything they say is all over the place, it would affect that consumer journey. It will affect that there's a metric for this thing. When I remember the metric, I'll let you guys know. But there's a metric for it. It's not brand affinity. There's a metric for it. So yeah, gender, largely across both genders, to be fair. I tilt towards more female, actually, like 60% or 55, 60% more female. So just leave it at gender. Demographics. Now, when it comes to demographics, whatever is relevant to you, do the same thing I'm doing here. Let's see, what did I get here? Entrepreneurship. I hope I'm spelling this thing properly. Entrepreneurship, you see job titles, you see employers, you see fields of study, you see schools, you see employers. All this is useless. This is useless. Because you're not targeting these things. You're targeting, what did they say here? Demographics, interests, or behaviors. Don't target job titles. Target people's demographics, interests, and behaviors. This demographic stuff, I will even kick it out. Focus on interest.
Can you explain what demographic is for people to understand, sir?
So demographic is just basically, it's a bit of who you're talking to directly. Who is that person? What's their gender? What's their nationality? What's their cultural background? What are their cultural beliefs? What else again is in demographics? What's their age? Things like that. We've already done a bit of that here. Location, things like that. We've already done a bit of that here. Here, why I tell you to focus on interests and behaviors is more of the psychographics. So psychographics is like I just did true big grammar. Psychographics is just like it's like the sister of demographics, where what does somebody like or not like? Where do they spend their time? What kind of magazines do they read? What influences them directly? So going back, this might be an interesting conversation, but going back to the church example, there are certain pastors that people resonate with, and there are certain pastors that people do not resonate with. That in itself is some form of psychographics. All right, so let's go e-commerce instead. Let's see. So now you can see e-commerce retail. What is someone that likes e-commerce? E-commerce payment system. See, now we're getting nitty-gritty. You know what? Let me not go too crazy. Let's look for somebody that... Let's just imagine that we're a fashion business. I think that's a bit straightforward. So let's just go men's fashion. So men's fashion, you can see interest size, 30 million. Okay. And that's within the UK. Let me actually change this to Nigeria. Behave yourself. Let me change this. Now, some people might not like what I'm about to say, but majority of the time, a lot of the money that comes out for businesses come out from certain states. I'm not saying other people's states are not rich, please, don't take it the wrong way. But I just want to be as practical as possible in this session. Is it Rivers or Port Harcourt?
Port Harcourt.
I think it recognizes it as Rivers. Then Port Harcourt inside Rivers. Which other one has done me well? So guys, I'm just basing this on data that I have access to in terms of key focus states that cover 80% of where my sales come from. Okay? So I'm still using that my same 20-80 rule, just so you know. So let's just focus on these 3 states. So we have Lagos, Abuja.
Can we also use Google Trends to know this also?
Yes, we can. We can. Okay. The thing is, and it's honestly depending on the kind of business you're working with. I'm trying to be relatable and practical. So Google Trends works. My issue with Google Trends is within Nigeria, you are likely to know what is trending from social media faster. Mm-hmm. All right. You're like, if you follow certain channels, and depending on the kind of business you are involved in, you are able to get access. So one of my favorite examples, because there's so much money inside it, hair. People that sell hair. Like, you can literally just thrive sitting down on what are those people's pages? Gossip. There's another one that is very popular. Jesus. Hey. Damini.
Instablog Nigeria.
Thank you. Yeah, that one. So just sitting down on their page, you are getting breaking news. Right? So Google Trend works as well. Don't get me wrong. But I've noticed that, because I talk more to smaller businesses, but with Google Trend, you want to look for things that are conversations that are more broad, across board. Then you check that out. But then it can work as well. If you've never run any of this before, do not do all these countries. Run it as all locations. Just run Nigeria general. And then you look at it after, I'll probably say 7 days to 1 month, and you will probably be in a better place when it comes to making a decision. So yeah, now let's go back to men's fashion. So in the UK, it was showing me, okay, it's still showing me the same number. Normally it's supposed to change. But yeah, interest, you have 31 to 36 million, right? So I've chosen that. Now I can spit maybe like 5 or 10 different interests if I know them. But if you don't know them, you just click suggestions and it just shows you all the interests and behaviors. This is one of the ones I like when it comes to e-commerce businesses, because they're engaged shoppers. Meta is basically telling you that, young man, these people don't they shop already. They are ready to go. So people who have clicked on the call to action button shop now in the past week, if you look at the description, all right, this is not something that you cannot talk rubbish. But normally, these kind of engaged shoppers, I wouldn't think of this. Ichiro, talk to me.
Okay, so these results that we are getting in terms of the population of these people, is this a general population in metaverse of people who are engaged shoppers and not people in these particular regions that we've selected? Because if it's the latter, then it can't be possible if engaged shoppers.
Exactly. So within this, let's use the bigger number. Within this 850 something million people that are engaged shoppers, within this, the Meta will show your ads to those ones that are within these states.
Okay.
Right? But the bigger your interest size, the better for you. And when it comes to interest and behaviors, only pick a maximum of 10. If your budget is smaller, I'll probably say go for 5 or 6. Right? Because what will happen is when you run this for 1 week or 1 month, the numbers will speak for itself. How many people have grown? How many people have followed you? Things like that. Now, professional advice, I always leave this on because person will create the platform no pass me. No matter how much I target, the people that created the platform know more than me. So at least I give them this one. So far, you people fulfill this my first initial criteria. Susan, you want to say something? Okay. So far I've done the first one. I've given them this criteria. The detailed targeting, they can do it for me as well. And mind you need to understand that this happens after they fulfill this criteria. So when they've shown your ads to people that fit this, your interest, your gender, your age, after that, they then look at the data at the back end. The algorithm looks at the data and they're like, okay, you know what? These are the other people that we should also target. Right? So depending on your budget, things like that, if you have a custom audience, a lookalike audience, Meta will first serve those people before they now come and start doing their advantage digital detail targeting. All right. Are we tracking, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Are we tracking anyone
Sorry,
else?
please, I didn't get the last part. Are you saying that we should leave the advantage targeting after picking interest?
Yes, leave it. So you might get to your own ads manager account and you will see that you have a toggle where you can turn this off. I'm saying that you shouldn't turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Meta will first prioritize what you've chosen as your own criteria first. And then after, now do your advantage detailed targeting. All right. Okay, cool. So let's go to placements. Now with placements, this is where a lot of people miss it. With Advantage Plus, you are basically sending your traffic or audience or whatever, or your ads, whatever it might be, to everybody. Gbogbo. You're sending it to people on Facebook, you're sending it to people on Instagram, things like that. If your strongest channel is Instagram, you have your most following there, or you have your best pieces of content there, or you generally even prioritize it as a channel over Facebook. You prioritize it as a channel in terms of responding to DMs, responding to comments, posting on stories. Only focus on Instagram if that's the case. If it's Facebook, which I strongly doubt, the same advice applies. Excuse me. So when it comes to manual placement, you typically have all devices. Now, because I picked traffic as my objective, I would only be giving Facebook and Instagram. But I don't even want it to show on Facebook. I just want it to show on only Instagram. Because I want people to visit my Instagram profile. Somebody that's on Facebook and they visit my Instagram profile, what are the odds that that person is likely to now follow me? Okay, fine. Some people will follow me, but majority of them wouldn't follow me because they're already used to Facebook. That's why they saw me on Facebook. If I wanted to grow my Facebook page and my Facebook page likes and things like that, then I would have run an ad separate, pursuing Facebook. So that's pretty much it for your ad set. Now, remember, guys, this is for a cold audience. Okay? Now, once I come here, I can duplicate this ad set. Original campaign, yes. Sure, it's true. Yes, and now I have a different ad set. I think it's this one. I have a different ad set. If you look at the end, you will see copy. So this is it. So this is the one I'm going to change. So I'm going to change this. Instead of it saying copy, I'm now going to change this, remove the copy, and change this to 1. this audience, I am then going to create a separate ad for it. If I want to spend more money, it has a separate budget. If I want to target a different audience, if I want to target a custom audience or a lookalike audience, I can do it here in this ad set. All right. So this is the first one I created. This is the cold audience one. Please ignore this for now. We're going to still look at it. Oh, come on, man. What's going on? Don't hang on me now. Okay, good. Let me just do this quickly. So we're going to do the ad. Please understand how I'm naming these ads. There's a reason why I'm naming all of them. So this is cold audience in the cold audience ad set. So there's the ad set, then there's the ad. All right. Now when it comes to running these ads, there are numerous ways where I can do it. I can create an ad where I upload a new video, or I can use an existing post. Now, when it comes to using an existing post, right, you need to make sure that you are using a post that has high engagement already. Remember, Deborah mentioned something earlier where she said, if you're a church, you just keep posting content. And once you find one content that goes viral, you then boost it. That's where this comes in. But if you don't have that content that has gone viral, you just want to start immediately. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. You just want to start immediately. Then you can just go with create an ad. All right. So let me just use for context. Let me use existing post. Now you see this multi-advertiser ad, all these things. Toggle it off. And the reason why I say toggle it off is because when you are running ads on Facebook or Instagram, they started to do this thing where the ads experience is almost customized. So sometimes you can click into a section of Instagram and only see ads. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I don't know if you guys have noticed that on your own Instagram. Sometimes you click one ad and then you go into a section or a portion of Instagram where all the other videos that you are seeing are all ads. Let me know in the chat if that's happened to anyone, please. Radio silence. Okay, good. Yes. Oh, Itoro said no. Itoro, do you click on ads often?
No.
That's why. Because now it's one of those things that, and this is one thing about these social media platforms and digital marketing in general, it's always changing, it's always evolving, it's always getting different. Now, when you click on an ad, sometimes it takes you to a separate section where you now see different ads. The problem is, in that section, it's showing you ads of the same product. So the ad that you first saw that you were like, oh, this looks nice. You go into that section, you now see other ads that are probably cheaper. Or maybe you have better ads. That's not a good experience. That's a waste of money. You might be basically helping other people promote their business. So that's why you toggle off that multi-advertiser ads option. That way your ads show as a standalone. When you use select existing post, it's pretty straightforward. I don't need to think about this too much. Let's just go pick a video, keep it moving. So you keep it moving here. Now, Advantage plus creative text generation. Always try to click at least 3 of these. Read it, edit it, see what works for you. If possible, apply all text. That's good for you, good to go. But then always make sure you have variations so that Facebook will show. Meta, I keep calling it Facebook. Meta will show your ads to different people. All right. So there you have it. All these other ones you don't need to set up or bother about. Once you have your pixel set up, these things automatically show. Itoro, talk to me.
I don't know if you've mentioned it, but you know when the posts came up and you selected this one, is it connected directly to your Instagram account? Is that just like your Instagram feed showing?
So here. So if you notice, it's already connected. To be fair, I didn't talk about this. Sorry about that, guys. But when you look at the identity, you then can pick a Facebook page. You can click different pages. Same thing with Instagram accounts. You can click, if you have multiple Instagram accounts or multiple businesses, you can click on that. It just shows you immediately, right?
So what if I was doing this for someone else?
Do you have access to the person's Ads Manager account?
No, I don't know. I was just asking. Like, say I am a business person, an agency, and this is a client. Would I then have to have access to their personal Facebook pages?
So you, as a business, when you set up your Ads Manager, your clients you would ask your clients to add you as
create a role. Yeah.
Create a role for you. There's a particular word for it. I can't remember it now.
Okay, like a page admin.
Exactly. Well, it's not page admin, it's a role. It's something more. It's something more different. Page admin, you can't. I don't think page admins can't manage ads anymore. So it's a more advanced role, but it's within the Meta Business Suite, and it is a role, just like Chris said. So that's how you get access to that. What I've learned though, depending on your relationship with your clients, is if possible, and this might be long, but if possible, ask them for their details and do it directly, or walk them through it. Things like that. Because if your clients are not in the same region as you, or something like that, and you have IP issues, and this is especially for those, let's say in Nigeria, having clients in places like America, Facebook can just wake up one morning and block you just because your IP is from a country like Nigeria. Sadly, we have no control over these things yet. Maybe one day we will. But that's something that's happened quite a few times in the past. Maybe it's different now. To be fair, I haven't tried it out or seen any of my people try it out. But that's something that used to happen in the past, where because the IP address was from a supposedly risk country, they just block their account and then they will just give you some very generic response and say that's the reason why. But yeah, so this is for full traffic. Yep. Sorry, go.
But even if I am doing this on their own inside their own Meta Business Suite, wouldn't I still be working from the same IP address?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's something to just be
wary
of, because if you are working with direct access, they're giving you direct access. It's easier because that way, there's this whole OTP, share OTP, all those things, and if you are able to go through that authentication process, you are good to go. This is something that happens in my office where we are in different parts of the world, and then maybe something just happens and Meta just locks all of us out. And we now need to make sure that our social media manager, she has the work phone, is the only person that first logs in and then gives everybody else the OTP access. It's something that happens. It happens like maybe once every 6 months or something ridiculous like that. But yeah. And the thing is, when you sort of ask why these things are happening, they just have a very blanket response for it. Again, I would always stick to it's because one is in Nigeria, that's why people are misbehaving. But I might be wrong as well. I might be wrong.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, you go through the same process when you are looking at the cold traffic. When you're looking at your warm traffic. So here's my cold traffic. Let me click here. Let me go back to this one. So here's my warm. Here's my warm traffic. Here's my warm traffic. Let me just select posts. Let's just go with this one. Sorry. Okay, good. So that caution warning has gone. Now, you might notice that when you set up your ads, you would have to maybe put the ads in different sizes because of the format. So some ads work well for, in a square format. Some work well in a real format, things like that. Notice, I'm sure that's what these guys are talking about. So you will mostly see all the issues you need to fix here. Some of the issues you can't fix, for example, this one, you might not have blah, blah, blah. Image not found. This image here is not available. It might be deleted, or you might not have permission to use it. Things like that. The image is working everywhere else. It's just not working here. So there's no magic how to perform here. You will see those kind of issues. And now let me see. Now the reason why you always want to name your traffic, I'm just going to use this to round up. The reason why you want to always name your ads is because when you are looking at the data, let me see if I can close this here. Let's see what pops up. It's showing me. Let me look at the ads. When you're looking at your data, if you do not name your ads properly, how would you be able to know what is happening within those ads? That's why you always need to make sure that you name your ads, right? Some ads I run to strictly Facebook. So this was only to Facebook. Some you run strictly to IG. Things like that. Same thing with your ad set. What's happening in your ad set? So remember, you can have multiple ads in an ad set. You can have multiple ad sets in a campaign, but you can only have one campaign. And it's that campaign that you will use to create or pick your campaign objective. Yep, I told you guys 4 hours long. If you stayed for the entire period of that video, I think I trimmed it to about 3 hours 30 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. But if you stayed and watched the entirety of that video, I'm sure you now know how to run Facebook ads a bit better. In this session, I was supposed to talk about Google overview. I was supposed to talk about TikTok shop. Well, not TikTok shop, TikTok ads manager overview and things like that. And I will do that in future videos. I'll probably just make a video on this channel and share it across to the guys that attended that particular session. And I'll call it a day. But with that in mind, this is when you want to subscribe so that you'll be aware of those future videos that I do post later on. Peace.